From spectacular sights and plunging depths to real locations that appear unreal, here are 20 of the world's most amazing waterfalls. Number 20, Niagara Falls. Let's start off with one of the world's best-known waterfalls. Niagara Falls needs no introduction if you live in the United States or Canada. The name actually refers to 3 waterfalls that span the international border from New York State to the Canadian province of Ontario. Horseshoe Falls is the one found in both countries, and is the tallest at 167 feet, or 51 meters. Bridal Falls and the American Falls lie completely within the US. When combined, the 3 falls have the highest flow rate of any North American waterfall, with a vertical drop exceeding 160 feet, or 50 meters. In addition to its visual splendor, Niagara Falls is an essential source of hydroelectric power. But it's the amazing sights that pack in the visitors. It's estimated that a staggering 30 million tourists arrive annually, and that number is only expected to increase. Number 19, Gullfoss. From Icelandic, the name translates as Golden Falls. At about 105 feet, or 32 meters, it plunges in 2 stages, with the longest drop at nearly 70 feet, or 21 meters. During various points in the 20th century, it appeared the falls would be used for generating electricity, but all those efforts fell through, and Gullfoss was later sold to the government, which now protects it. Today, Gullfoss is one of Iceland's top 3 tourist attractions. Number 18, Kilt Rock. How did this waterfall in Scotland get its name? We'll tell you in a minute. The waterfall is situated among spectacular, multicolored sea cliffs, and has a height of 180 feet, or 55 meters. Not surprisingly, it's the main tourist attraction of a small township on the Isle of Skye. Its vertical basalt columns are thought to resemble a pleated Scottish kilt, while various deposits in stones allegedly represent a pattern, hence the name. Number 17, Multnomah Falls. Multnomah is a rural area of northern Queensland, but it attracts a lot of visitors each year. These falls are located within the Gairingun National Park, with a main drop of 879 feet, or 268 meters. It's the tallest permanent waterfall in Australia. As such, it has become the star attraction of the park, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Some of the oldest rainforests in mainland Australia are said to be found here. Number 16, Plitvice Waterfalls. If the Garden of Eden existed in the 21st century, millions of tourists think it is located here. Plitvice Lakes National Park in Croatia has often been called such, and no wonder why. Southeast Europe's oldest national park is filled with incredibly paradisical sights and attractions. Along with its 16 crystal clear lakes, you can find this large waterfall. It boasts a height of about 256 feet, or 78 meters, and it is the tallest waterfall in Croatia. A slightly smaller one nearby is about 224 feet, or 68 meters. Overall, the park contains more than 90 waterfalls, so you're bound to find one you like. Number 15, Tarah Gorge Falls. If you've ever wanted to see a triple waterfall, check out northern Lebanon. That's where you'll find a unique 3-tiered waterfall within a limestone cave from the Jurassic, known as the Tarah Gorge Falls. It's regarded as one of the country's natural wonders. Water plummets some 850 feet, or 259 meters, into a cave as it rushes through spectacular gorges and rock formations. Natural bridges are formed from a fissure that leads to Mount Lebanon, and you can find a labyrinth of tunnels that receive minimal sunlight. Number 14, Burnie Falls. Did you know that President Theodore Roosevelt once proclaimed this location as the 8th wonder of the world? They were declared a national natural landmark in 1954. Situated in the MacArthur Burnie Falls Memorial State Park in Northern California, they're 129 feet high, or 39 meters. Did you know that its water is received from springs that provide a constant flow rate of nearly 380 million liters of water a day? That's even during the parched summer months. Number 13, Marmor Falls. While the majority of waterfalls on our lists are works of nature, this one was crafted by humans. It was constructed in central Italy by the ancient Romans beginning in 271 BCE. It was a way of diverting stagnant waters into a natural cliff. But there were so many maintenance issues that the project fell into disrepair and stayed that way for centuries. Today, water is diverted for use by a local power plant, so the falls themselves are greatly reduced. But when they're flowing, they still present a spectacular sight. With a total height of 541 feet, or 165 meters, it's the world's tallest waterfall made by humans. Number 12. Multnomah Falls. Where would you say you would find the most visited natural recreation site in the United States' Pacific Northwest? Well, that would be Multnomah Falls in Oregon. Over 2 million visitors arrive each year. At 620 feet or 189 meters, it's the tallest waterfall in a state known for magnificent waterfalls. It's also the second tallest year-round waterfall in the US. Geologists say the falls were probably formed about 15,000 years ago, and they've played a prominent role in the spiritual traditions of local tribes. Number 11. The Cataracts. In northern Peru, you'll find one of the world's most impressive waterfalls. The Cataracts is a perennial waterfall with a total height measured at 2,530 feet, or 771 meters. With a waterfall of 1,775 feet, or 541 meters, it's one of the world's tallest vertical drops. This mammoth formation has been known for centuries among locals, but it wasn't until 2006 that its existence was revealed to the rest of the world. Locals claimed they never spoke about the waterfall due to a curse that might befall them. Nevertheless, the local government has developed the site as a tourist attraction. Visitors can now access the waterfall's base by foot trails. Be advised, it's about a 3-hour hike. Number 10. Torc Waterfall. The medieval quality of this location would seem to make it a natural setting for fantasy movies. The Cascade Waterfall is found within Ireland's Killarney National Park and meanders about 360 feet, or 110 meters, from a height of 66 feet, or 20 meters. It's also known as the Cascade of the Wild Boar, due to legends in the area that are connected with the animals. It's one of the main attractions along a 120-mile or 200-kilometer walking tour in the park. There's also a stone path that visitors can use for climbing to the top of the waterfall. It takes about 30 minutes to ascend the 100 steps. Number 9. Banggeak-Detian Falls. This has got to be one of the most picturesque locations on our list and in the world, and that's really saying something. Banggeak-Detian is actually a collective name for 2 waterfalls, which occupy the international border between Vietnam and China. It's such a beautiful landscape that it's hard to believe these falls are only 98 feet tall, or 30 meters. Visitors say its appearance is enhanced by 3 falls of rock and trees that create a thundering noise when the water hits the cliffs. We found some unconfirmed stories that the falls were once used as hideouts for bandits, and certain cliffs may yet hold undiscovered treasure. What do you think? Number 8. Yosemite Falls. Dropping more than 2,400 feet, or 739 meters, this is one of North America's tallest waterfalls. It's also the tallest waterfall within California's Yosemite National Park, and one of its major tourist attractions. Indigenous people once lived at the base of the falls, and that location has a strange legend attached to it. A pool at the waterfall's base allegedly contains the spirits of witches. According to folktales, trespassers who try to fetch water will get a bucket full of snakes instead. Number 7. Pearl Shoal Waterfall. Located in a prefecture of southwest China, this formation sits at an altitude of nearly 8,000 feet, or 2,438 meters. The waterfall itself is more than 130 feet, or 40 meters, and over 530 feet, or 163 meters wide at the top. If you like Jet Li movies, here's a fun fact. Pearl Shoal is located in the same valley as the beautiful Five Flower Lake, which was featured in the 2002 movie Hero. Number 6. Jurassic Falls. The proper name for this location is Monoweyapuna Falls, but it was featured in the first Jurassic Park movie, so it's often referred to by that name. It's a privately owned waterfall that's about 400 feet high, or 122 meters, and it has an incredibly primeval ambiance. It's also only accessible by helicopter, and landings are only allowed a few times each week. Number 5. Havasu Falls. This site is contained within Havasu Creek in Arizona's Grand Canyon. The waterfalls are a contrast to the surrounding desert environment. Very popular with hikers, the falls are known for their vivid blue-green coloration. That's due to a high concentration of calcium carbonate and magnesium. The minerals are also responsible for several travertine dams in the vicinity. Number 4. Snoqualmie Falls. Found in the northwest United States, this is one of the most popular tourist attractions in Washington state. The 268-foot, or 82-meter waterfall is central to many beliefs of the indigenous people who've occupied the area for centuries. In addition to the amazing waterfall, the area contains a 2-acre park, which is less than 1 hectare, that contains a hiking path and plenty of angles for taking great pictures. For all its visual splendor, the falls is probably best known internationally for its appearance in the TV show Twin Peaks. Good location for a fine cup of joe. Number 3. Angel Falls. At a height of more than 3,200 feet, or 979 meters, this is the world's highest elevated, uninterrupted waterfall. Located in Venezuela's Canaima National Park, it has a plunge exceeding 2,600 feet, or 807 meters. The spectacular site is considered to be the country's most famous national landmark, and receives close to 1 million visitors every year. It was actually named for a U.S. aviator named Jimmy Angel. The original indigenous name translates as Waterfall of the Deepest Place. Number 2. Victoria Falls, Zambia. This waterfall is located on the Zambezi River in southern Africa. Based on a combined width of 5,604 feet, or 1,708 meters, and a height of 354 feet, or 108 meters, most sources regard this as the largest sheet of falling water in the world. In 1855, explorer David Livingstone was the first European to describe the majestic falls, and he named it for Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom. Locals call it the smoke that thunders. More than twice the height of Niagara Falls, there's only one waterfall that rivals it in width and in height, and that is our number 1. Number 1. Iguazu Falls. The Iguazu National Park in Argentina was built in 1934 as a way to protect one of that country's greatest natural wonders. Stretching for more than 1.5 miles or 2.4 kilometers wide, many visitors claim that these are the most spectacular waterfalls on the planet. Hundreds of separate waterfalls are contained at this location, the highest of which can reach nearly 270 feet, or 82 meters. Around 80% of the falls are actually located in Argentina, with the rest in Brazil. Thanks for watching this episode. Did you like the video? Tell us what you think in the comments below. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe.